Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia and it is my favorite time of the year. It is Latinx Heritage Month and I'm here to open up a vlog for you all. I'm going to split up my vlogging into two different vlogs. So the video you're about to see is basically during the week of Latinxathon. I'm also going to leave some really fun information down below because Latinxathon and the host were featured on Oprah magazine. I think it's really exciting. I think it's really great, not just for Latinxathon, but that it's great for the whole community. So without further ado, let's get into Latinxathon because it's actually day 2 of Latinxathon and I've got to vlog day 1 mostly because my anxiety and depression got the best of me, but that doesn't mean I haven't been reading because one of the things that I love to do for self-care is read. So I'm here to give you an update on the things that I have been reading. So the first thing is The Grief Keeper, which is the book read that is everybody that are people that are doing Latinxathon and Latinx Book Bingo and several others are reading together. So it is by Alexandra Villasante and wow, what a book. Okay, I am 40% through it and I started reading it before bed. I thought I was going to get an hour of it done and then was going to go to sleep. And I stayed up till like 1:30 a.m. reading this book because I just could not find a good place to stop. The plot is just so well paced in my mind, at least so far, that like there's not like a moment in which like I want to take a break naturally. So I ended up having to force myself to close the Kindle and go to sleep because I needed to teach today. So the other book that I started is Blanca and Roja by McLemore. I didn't know a whole lot about this book other than last month it was the Latinx book club pick and I hadn't gotten to it and I wanted to because I saw people say really good things about it, and what it's really about is about two sisters, one white, one red, like those are the colors of their hair and their complexion, and their family has this kind of, is connected to magic in that one of their ancestors wanted a daughter, kept having sons, and then made a deal with the swans, like little magical swans, that if she got a daughter, then she would end up having 2 daughters, and one would be like hers to keep, and the other the swans would take after their 15th birthday. So that's what has happened in this family for generations. Finally, we get to present day, and we have these 2 sisters, and the youngest one just turned 15, and they have been trying to do everything in their power to prevent one of them from being taken. Roja believes that she's the one that's going to be taken because she's kind of like the darker, wicked one, and Blanca is like the angelic, nice one. In the meantime, there's also 2 boys around that disappear. One of them's transgender, the other one is rich and like being abused in his family. It's just really good. The writing is very lyrical, very poetic, which is not my thing at all, but I'm actually really enjoying the magical elements in here and I'm looking forward to reading more. You can tell I'm not that far into it there. And then I also started an audiobook today because I have a long commute and I already got through 53% of Pride by Ibi Zoboi. This is a Pride and Prejudice retelling with a main character that is half Asian, half Dominican. And let me tell you about this book because for the first hour or so, I was kind of lukewarm about it because I've read several Pride and Prejudice retellings recently, and I was like, oh, this one's not really ranking up there, so it's far. But then on the drive back home, this book captured my heart. Like, the main character, Suri, is magnificent. She is like, take Elizabeth Bennet, add black girl magic, and then add some sazon, and you have Suri, and it is magical. I am really enjoying it. I'm at the part right now where she has kind of gotten away from her family. Her dream is to go to Howard University, and she's checking out the campus, and she's realizing that that is the place where she wants to be. And I just related so much to that. Not that I went to Howard, but like, you know, when you first set foot on a college campus as a first generation college student, and and you realize that that is where you're meant to be. And she's having that moment right now, and it's beautiful. And look at this book, by the way. The hardback is beautiful in this beautiful blue, but then you open it up, and the inside's got these two beautiful pictures. I love it, and the back is the same. So I gotta give that a little shout out. But yeah, since I want this to be a little bit more vlog style, let me take you a little bit over here because I am watching Veronica Mars. I have actually been re-watching Veronica Mars for a few weeks, and I just started season 4. Really enjoying it, actually. It's a lot darker though, a lot darker. Like the original seasons of Veronica Mars, like it's not like they were happy-go-lucky. Let me move this. But I feel like they were not as dark as this new season. Logan has always been a dark character, hasn't he? Anyway, let me show you the dukes. Right, Lincoln? I've been keeping an eye on him because he's been like, I got a sense like he wants to know, okay, so I'm keeping an eye on my Lincoln. And ladies getting jealous that Lincoln gets love. Every time I pet Lincoln, she comes over and demands love because she's a jelly bean. Anyways, I will update you when I've read a little more. Hi guys, it's day 3 of Latinxathon, and I just finished my first book of the readathon, and I finished Pride by Ibi Zoboi, and I just love this book. Love. I will leave more thoughts for the wrap up, but I just connected to Suri a lot. Not in everything, but just like in her passion, the way she talks about going to college, and her connection to her neighborhood, all of that. I really enjoyed it, and I actually am going to really recommend the audiobook because I was listening to the audiobook on my commute back home from work, and I knew the voice sounded really familiar, and I was like, I know I've heard something read by this voice before. And at the end, finally, when I heard the name of the narrator, it clicked because she said her name. Elizabeth Acevedo narrates Pride. So, and she's got a great voice. If you haven't read The Poet X, I think the audio really brings it alive because it is spoken by Elizabeth Acevedo. And she really brings the character of Suri alive for me in the audio. Like, I just really enjoyed it, connected to it, and now I need to grade. I owe my students some papers back, and I'm a little behind on the grading, so that's probably going to take up most of my day, and I don't think that I'll get much reading done the rest of the day until the evening before bed, when I will continue reading The Greedkeeper. But I'll update you if there's something to update you on. Hi everybody. I don't know why I decided to turn on the camera while my microwave is beeping that my hot water is ready. But I kind of want to share a little bit of my morning with you all because it is day 4. It said yes, day 4 of Latinxathon. It's Wednesday, and it's day that I can get to work a little bit later, so I have a little bit of time in the morning. But I am also a little behind on my grading. I have about 10 papers to grade in each of the classes I teach today, and normally it's not a huge deal, but in one of the classes I've already been asked when papers will be done. Although, to be fair, it's only been a week and a half since those papers were due. Yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna take a super quick lunch, take some stress relief tea, and we'll take it from there. Wow, what a morning today's turning out to be. I really do need to focus on some grading, but I am eating a pitiful lunch that I thought I would share a couple noodles. It's called Grading Life. Yeah. But I did read a little bit of The Grief Keeper, and let me move this over here. I don't know if I talked about it in here in the vlog yet. The Grief Keeper is about two immigrant girls, teenage girls, who made their way to the U.S. Alone, and they are caught at the border and taken to a detention center. They do manage to escape as they're about to be denied asylum. And they end up at a facility where they're experimenting with grief and transferring grief from like someone who's suffering from PTSD, and then putting it in a recipient who like doesn't have those traumatic memories and can presumably handle the trauma better. So they've put like the cuff that's supposed to transfer trauma on our main character and on the person suffering from PTSD, and this is not quite working out, but the girls are forming some semblance of a life. I love the sisterly relationship. I love books about sisters and about siblings because I have two sisters, one brother, and I'm really close to them. So I like reading that kind of story, and especially I'm especially connected to the main character because she's the oldest, and she's already taking on a lot of the burden of like this journey, and like the burden of protecting her sister and trying to keep her sister as innocent as possible. And as the oldest in my family, I feel like I connect a lot to her in that way, and really loving it. I should also mention that our main character is queer. Like, it hasn't been explicitly stated, or her queerness hasn't been explicitly defined in the book, but there's flashbacks to her life before, and you see her kind of falling in love with her boyfriend's girlfriend. Don't scratch that. You see her falling in love with her brother's girlfriend, and it's really cute, really adorable. And I'm waiting to see if that's going to come up again in the story, in the present, in the U.S., because so far it has been handled real sweetly, and I really, really enjoy it. So I'm actually mad that I have all this grading to do today because I really want to finish this book. I'm having a hard time putting it down still, but I have to, because like last night I think it was like 12:30 when I finally put it down to go to sleep, so I didn't get a lot of it read, but it was real good. So I'll probably come in here once I am done teaching. Hi guys. I just got back from school, and I had the sweetest, most amazing moment. One of the best moments you can have as a teacher is when a student tells you that they appreciate an assignment. And I just had an email from a student telling me that to thank me for the assignment because she has discovered that she loves reading, because I'm having them read a romance novel and she's really loving the book that she's reading. So just a really amazing moment I thought I would share. In terms of a reading update, I started a new book because I drive to work. It's a long commute, so I need an audiobook. So I picked another Latinx author. The book is The Undead Girl Gang, and I don't remember the name of the author off the top of my head. I'll put it on the screen, but I'm really enjoying it. It's a bit of a murder mystery with zombies and lots of feminism and fat representation, and so far it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Hi guys, it's Friday of Latinxathon, and I'm going to close out this vlog, and I thought it would be appropriate because I just did my makeup, and let me put this at a good angle. Yes. So I did my makeup and I finished a book last night. So let me update you. Let's see. Last time, I think I had only finished one book last time I updated you all. And last night I finished The Grief Keeper by Alexandra Villasante. I read it on ebook from my library, and this was such a good book, guys. Like really, really good. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars, and it's just, it's like really emotional, and like it does, like the immigrant story is important here, but I think most of the story is really dealing with depression and how young kids process grief, especially kids that have been through significant trauma. It's also a story about sisters, and I love, love, love stories about sisters. I really connected with the main character so, so much because she is taking on a lot, like a lot. And I think that her experience is not uncommon in those of us who come from immigrant families, because like as kids we are asked to take on a lot, and we do it for the good of the family. I'm the oldest of 4 kids, and I felt like growing up there were times in which I had to behave in very adult ways, and that's what you do. Like, that's what you do because it benefits everyone. And I cut myself off because I have a lot of thoughts on this book. It felt, I connected to it a lot, and I feel like I need to do a dedicated video reviewing this book, because I'm not sure it's quite what you might expect from it, and I feel like it's a lot. I think there are a lot of people that would really like this book, yeah, so watch out for a dedicated video on the Grief Keeper, and I will close out the vlog for now. See you in part 2 of my Latinxathon vlog.